Hello everyone, this is Sharmin Khan from Milkyway Art Design. So today I am going to show you a modified bloom pour using the least amount of material that you need. Because many of you who are especially the beginners, you guys are confused like how do I and what do I, and so many names, so many terms, so many the options, so you guys are kind of lost. So let me start and I will take you through step by step. This is my first ever pour that I did. I just wanted to show you, and that gives you an idea where I'm coming from and where I am today, and to encourage you that don't give up and keep on pouring. You will get better at this. And so the biggest concern that everyone has is what's the consistency and how thick my paint is going to be and how thin my base coat is going to be. So I just made this video for those of you who are just the beginner who wants to buy minimal amount of materials to start with and start from there. So first thing I'm going to show you, I used my base coat. Base coat means the coat which covers the canvas. To start with, canvas or tile, it doesn't matter. And I used Glidden Essential eggshell finish, white color, and I did not mix anything on this with this paint. Ideally, if you are a little bit more advanced, I would say, hey, buy some GAC 800 and mix this or that. But for you guys, just use the house paint. You can also use Walmart's Color Place. That also works. And as you can see, as I am layering everything, you are going to spread it a thin coat, not a thicker one. Usually in bloom, you make a puddle or a pillow and put all your paint on top of that one, and then you spin and you spread out. But for this one, what happens is like in that way, what happens if you have too much paint on the surface, it's going to crack. So to eliminate the cracking possibility, make sure that you have least amount of just a thin coat of paint covering the surface. So now, as you can see, I made it thin layer, and now I'm going to spin it so it even spreads more and I have less paint on my surface. So just to make sure, double make sure that I don't have too much paint on my canvas, I'm going to try to drain as much as I can. Again, I'm doing all this to make sure that my paint dries nicely without any crack, because you will see otherwise it tends to crack. And while you are doing this, make sure the surfaces are covered nicely, because at the end of the day you want a beautiful finished product. So it's important that you make sure you have it. Here I am draining it even more. I'm not editing this part away because you need to see how long it takes actually to drain the paint, because the base coat is really thick. So you need to see that it takes a while to make sure that it's thin enough and spreading nicely on the surface. So now I am pretty satisfied with the amount of paint I have left on my surface. So now let's look at this. I'm going to use the Prizom pour from ColourArt. By the way, these are liquid metallic these are not pigments. Actually, there's a dissolved pigment, so they are liquid and they are metallic colors. So I am going to use them right out of the container, and we'll see how they turn out. It's really fun. So let's start. The reason that I'm showing you these is because a lot of the time the new beginners, they're asking, okay, what's the consistency? And through camera or through recording, I really cannot show you the consistency unless you're right in front of me. So I found this Prizom Pour paints, they have the perfect consistency of what I look for. That's why I'm using this. And you can also buy them if you like, and the coupon, I have a coupon on my description section which has 20% off, so you can use them if you choose to buy them. You don't have to, but if you do, they are available to you in my description section. So the consistency of the Prizom Pour, this liquid, should I say liquid? I don't know. So these paints are the right consistency for the modified bloom. So as you can see, I did not add anything to my paint. I just went for Prizom colors from ColourArt and I just dumped them on the canvas. And now I am adding the cell activator, and this is the only time you will be using a recipe for cell activator. This one is mixed with Australian Floetrol. So if you are doing, what's it called, Australian Floetrol, volume wise, I use 2.5 parts Australian Floetrol to 1 part Amsterdam Black Onyx. So now, or actually Onyx Black, or yeah, let me blow this now. I see these interesting lines on the sides it's forming. We'll see. No. Now let's modify it. Let's use the thicker side of my skewer. So let's spin. Okay. So as you can see that I am working, yeah, the shapes that I am making, they are holding up with Prism Pour, except that I should have used some of their white color as well, because that would give nice variation in my composition, which I did not add. Other than that, it's turning out nice, but again, this is for the beginners. So far, whatever what I have used, number one, for base coat I used Glidden Essential eggshell, and I did not add anything with the base coat. That's number one again. Number two, I used the Prism Pour paint set. There are 6 of the colors in the set. So by using the Prism Pour, I did not had to add any kind of pouring medium with the paint. I just put them right out of the container or the bottle. Number three, I used Australian Floetrol and Amsterdam black onyx color to create the cell activator. So total, I used only, to do this, you have to buy only 4 items. Glidden Essential, house paint, Prism Pour, and Australian Floetrol and acrylic paint. That's it. So far with Prism Pour, I see that the shapes are holding up pretty well. And again, the reason I use the Prism Pour, because how else I would share the consistency that I'm looking for with my paints. So and I used Prism Pour, and I was also experimenting how it reacts with the cell activator, and if you zoom in, you'll see that I have pretty nice cells at the center, which I am really happy with. Only thing probably I would have done, in the Prism Pour set there is a white pearl color which I should have used here to get more definition. So as you can see that this video is meant for you if you are just brand new into paint pouring and you want to give this technique a try. First of all, this technique is not a beginner's technique, but yet there's nothing wrong that you cannot try it, so why not? So if you're thinking of, you don't have anything you bought at this point and you are thinking of doing this technique, probably those 4 items that I mentioned earlier can help you, and you might want to take that route to just try it out. And the next video that I make, I will show you how I mix my usually when I do this technique, what I mix and how I mix everything. And that video is meant for if you are a little bit more advanced. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, if you are advanced, this video is not meant for you. So tell me what else can I do in the comment section. Please comment and tell me what do you think about this video, and if you want me to do a different kind of video, let me know. I will definitely keep that in mind when I create my next videos. This is up close and we'll see how it dries. Again, it doesn't have any pouring media mixture into it. It's just straight Prizom pour. And see the nice cells that I got. So it actually works for bloom without any pouring medium, just straight Prizom pour. So those of you who are kind of new to this and not very sure about the ingredients, this can be a good option for you. This is the dried result, and as you can see, the cells are still very pretty and the shapes are intact and there is no crack whatsoever. So yeah, it works and I showed you step by step how to do this. Hope this video will help you in some ways, and thank you so much for being with me, subscribing to my channel and hanging out with me.